The Hawks on their way to the locker room earlier, hoping to send their fans home happy tonight. And the game arrivals sponsored by Express. Dress like a pro. A great view of our broadcast location today, downtown Atlanta. We're all set to bring you today's action. Welcome, everybody, to another presentation of the NBA live on 2K Sports. And tonight, it's the New Orleans Pelicans going up against the Atlanta Hawks at State Farm Arena. Along with Greg Anthony, Brett Barry, and our sideline reporter David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. DA, take it away.
Well, some say Jrue Holiday is the best defender in the league that no one talks about. He said, "I don't need any accolades. I don't like being famous. But for guys to remember how I play defense on them, that respect, that's the only accolade I want. It's fun for me, playing myself to total exhaustion." Kevin?
What a great attitude. He is a monster on defense. David, thank you. Now, the opening lineup for the New Orleans Pelicans. Ingram the 3 and Zion the 4. Ball and Holiday combine at the guard spots. And it's Favors in at the 5 spot. And for Atlanta, Young and Herter make up the backcourt. Hunter at the 3 with Collins at the 4. And it's Len in at the pivot spot, manning the middle.
Well, this season, the Pelicans finally getting themselves their own G League affiliate, the Erie Bayhawks in Pennsylvania. And in 2022, they'll move closer with renovations to the Legacy Arena in Birmingham, Alabama. And when that's completed, it's really going to help out the young core and the draft picks that have been collected by David Griffin to do some player development that's going to keep this team competitive for a very long time.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over him.
Ball against Young. And he makes good on the layup. And Brett, kind of a musical chair situation for the Bayhawks, the original franchise, this season moving to College Park, Georgia, to become the Skyhawks.
That's right. That team was affiliated with the Atlanta Hawks, and now the Pelicans take over for the next 3 years in Erie with the new Bayhawks franchise before that move to Alabama in 2022.
Here's Ingram. 1 up, 1 down, 2 points with his first shot this game.
And really an underrated playmaker. Williamson with good court vision and solid decision making.
Collins finds Len. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Outside Collins. Out left to the wing. Shot clock at 6. And it's out of bounds to the Pelicans. And so Holiday will bring it up for the New Orleans Pelicans. First quarter of play with about a minute and a half gone. And off there. He misses his first shot of the night. Down low. Here's Collins. And finished off by Collins.
So unselfish there. Young doing a good job of finding the open man.
Ball, the bounce pass. Here's Favors. Somehow ignores the tight D and gets the layup. For Atlanta, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Outside Collins. Back to Young. Brent, in your estimation, is the most important aspect of preseason basketball the physical side or the mental side?
I'd say physical 100 times over.
Really?
It's all preparation for your body to get ready for the grind of the season. You're waking your body back up. You're practicing. You're
establishing
routines in there. You're getting to hear the coach's voice and what it is that you're going to be doing throughout the next 8 months in order to try to grow your team from being where you are to where you want to be. And so physical always for preseason.
Well, comparisons to Steph Curry, unfair for Trae Young, and they're quieting. His shooting percentages in year 1 leave plenty of room for growth.
And he knocks down the first one. And Greg, you talk about unfair comparisons for Trae Young. His career will always be measured against that of Luka Doncic after the Hawks traded back from the number 3 pick.
And Doncic going on to win Rookie of the Year, an instant star. And Trae Young with plenty of talent. And we'll see what he can accomplish.
Well, as good as he is offensively, the challenge for Trae Young as the years go on here is to stand up defensively and shut down whoever he's guarding. Small and slender. If he can become just a little bit above average on that floor, that's a huge win for the entire team.
Here's Herter. Pass to Hunter. Stolen by Ball. Lobs it up for Favors. And Derek Favors with the slam.
Not sure how he saw that there. Holiday with a firm understanding of how to get the ball to an open teammate.
And he said he's eager to change the narrative about his defensive shortcomings. But, Brent, what does Trae Young need to do to improve there?
Well, I think he has to look at the approach that Steph Curry had. You remember with the Warriors, a lot of questions about Steph not being able to guard his position and shifting off with Clay. Well, Trae's got to accept that challenge as much as he's trying to lead this team offensively. If he can show defensively he can be consistent, that's going to go a long way for these young Hawks.
And he recovers it. Just 5 to shoot. Holiday inside the line. Rebound by the Hawks.
He loved to make them pay for giving up that wide open jumper, just unable to do so.
The score now all even.
With a number of moves and shots to choose from, Hunter is scary. Nice bucket there.
And first time out of the game called for New Orleans.
And coming from a background with player development for head coach Lloyd Pierce.
Well, I think he's great at just being a cheerleader and a confidence builder for this young team. I believe that to be a good fit here in Atlanta. He brings a great hands-on approach, and very, very important for him to think about player development as these young guys grow together.
And it's a completely new group for Atlanta. A big group substitution here for New Orleans. Hayes, he's checked in for Favors. Williams comes in for Williamson. Hart, he's checked in for Ingram. And J.J. Redick is subbed in for Drew Holiday. Now, here's Ball. Back to Hart from past the arc. Jabari Parker comes up with the rebound. .133 left in the first quarter. And here is Crabbe. That doesn't go in. Had a chance, though, to take the lead. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. And for all the drama surrounding Lonzo Ball's entrance into the NBA, one thing is for certain. He can play.
And Lonzo will always have the media attention, but the fact is he is a very talented player. His playmaking and passing was as elite as advertised from day one, starting to find his spots on how he can score for himself. But everything else with his game is what you'd want from an elite point guard.
Take a break. 2 shots.
That's good from Ball. And the last 2 drafts, the Atlanta Hawks aggressively making trades to assemble this roster.
And drafting DeAndre Hunter and Cam Reddish, great length and versatility on the wings. You pair that with Trae Young and John Collins, and that's an exciting young core for the Hawks.
That one falls, so he hits both of them.
And you look at Lonzo Ball, certainly high expectations for this young man. One and done at UCLA. How about second overall pick? That's brought some undue pressure.
Now, here's Reddish. Parker inside. He's guarded by Williams. Parker's shot is off.
Well, that's a shot they want just about on every possession if they can get it. He doesn't make them all, but still very much a high percentage look.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
Turner passes to Parker. 40 seconds left to play in the first. A shot by Reddish, no good.
That's not going to make you a favorite target of your teammates. They'll think twice about feeding you if you're going to keep missing layups.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Pelicans will retain possession. We've got 28 seconds left here in the opening quarter. The Hawks trail by 4 to the paint. And Parker gets it to go. The assist from Reddick.
There's some quick feed out there from Jabari Parker, sprinting down, gets to the open spot, and the D could not catch up.
Now here's Reddick. He's guarded by Cram. Now here's Reddick. That's good on the jump shot. And that concludes the first quarter of play. Pelicans lead by 4. We'll be back shortly live from State Farm Arena. Thanks again for tuning in as we get going once again with our coverage of the NBA preseason. And looking at what we've seen from the Pelicans, what do you guys think?
In that first period, they showed a willingness to make the extra pass.
Well, so much unselfish play out there. The coaching staff has to be thrilled with that.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. So for New Orleans right now, we've got Hayes. Williams is out there with Hart. Then there's J.J. Redick, and it's Alexander Walker in at the shooting guard. Now here's Reddish. No points in the game yet for him. 6 to shoot. Parker. Rebound by Williams. Pelicans leading by 4. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin. Well, the Hawks said they were going to be patient when they rebuilt their team, and they were going to do it through the draft, and they've stuck to that script. Now, Trae Young is probably the biggest name, but Atlanta's added a lot of great young talent the last 3 years. There's John Collins, Kevin Huerter, and in 2019, the Hawks added 3 more good young players in the draft. DeAndre Hunter, Cam Reddish, and Bruno Fernando. Things are looking up in Atlanta.
I would think so, too. On paper, it looks good. We'll see if it materializes. D.A., thank you as always. Well, for New Orleans, shooting has been a little ragged, just 38% from the field. Shots good by Alexander Walker.
All the way to the bucket, no resistance, just swipe the candy from him.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Parker kicks to Bembry. Back to Parker. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Pass to Reddish. It's tipped. Here's Reddick. Jabari Parker comes up with the rebound. Quarter number 2. We're about 2 minutes in. All alone. That shot misses. And New Orleans will go the other way with it. This preseason match with Atlanta giving them a chance to check out this Hawks team.
And it's just the preseason. But going against a team that pushed them around last year, they want to show they're a year wiser and are ready to hold their own.
And now the first timeout called here for the Hawks. And 4 years at Villanova for Josh Hart. Won the title back in 2016.
He just makes winning plays, hits perimeter shots, and the 30th pick in 2017, he has been solid.
A big group substitution here for New Orleans. Derek Favors checked in for Hayes. Williamson comes in for Kenrich Williams. Brandon Ingram, he's checked in for Josh Hart. And it's Drew Holiday in for J.J. Redick. Now, here is Young. From outside, off the mark. Here's Ingram, and slam dunk by Ingram.
And the speed of Ingram is not easy to keep pace with, just blowing past whoever dares to try and stop him.
Young dishes the Len. Lets it go with a three. And Trae Young hits from deep. Young's got 7.
That's pretty much not how they want to defend the three-point line. Somebody's got to shadow him out there.
Williamson, the pass to Holiday. A floater. Rebound, Atlanta. They'll be hosting Orlando for the next one, and that game is the second of 2 straight at home. That's it, and the Pelican lead is cut down now to just 5 on the basket from Len.
Well, 7'1", 250-plus pounds. He's just so good at pushing through contact as Alex Len.
Favors attacking.
And offensively, how do the Pelicans go from good to elite?
Well, raise your hand if you want more shooting. And I can see David Griffin raising his hand. That's what it's about for these guys. Tough to win in this league if you don't have the floor spacing. They're going to play at a great pace, but, man, could they use a few shooters.
Shooting 2.
And that one falls for Favors. Brent, so many state-of-the-art arenas being built. Which feature do you think is most important?
Oh, the hot dog machine. What are we doing,
popcorn, right
and the
next to it.
popcorn,
Hot
what
dog
else,
and
Kevin?
then the popcorn.
Yeah,
It's right there.
nachos.
I love nachos.
Okay.
You love nachos.
What else? I mean, what else could we go with there?
Ice cream.
Ice cream.
Yeah,
That's
right?
a big one.
Because when you're done with all that other stuff, you've got to somehow kind of coat your stomach.
Yep.
You
Was
don't
this
feel bad.
basketball related, or did we go somewhere else?
All
with
a
it?
part of the whole conversation.
I think we covered it.
Hunter, no good. And here's Ball. He'll bring it up for the Pelicans. They've led by as much as 10.
And that was an absolute hammer. Williamson is downright lethal when you allow him to gain some momentum.
Now, here is Young. He's got 7. Ball with the bucket. And it's a 10-point New Orleans lead.
And unfortunately, we've seen a few too many of those. A lack of concentration, a turnover, and an easy bucket in transition.
Here's Hunter. Holiday with the defensive effort. Here's the floater. Ball no good.
He creates such a great opportunity right at the rim, and he just can't get it to go. Even with the defense, not really a factor.
Now here's Len. Pass to Herter. Back to Len. The Hawks need to get off a shot here. Pulls up on the elbow, and he makes that one.
Well, Herter's going to make you pay if you give him that much room.
Pelicans leading by 8. Ball, the pass to Favors. He kicks to Holiday. 1:04 left now here in the second. The pass to Ingram. To the middle. Here's Ball. Rejected by Len.
Well, putting the wingspan to great use, Len throws that one away.
Young drives in. The quick look, no good that time.
It wouldn't surprise me to see him find his touch and still be a factor. Don't count them out yet.
Here's Williamson. And Derek Favors with the slam.
That is a product of pure effort, guys.
I agree, and that's nothing new coming from him, GA. He loves going to work on the rebounding, going to work on the boards.
Stick with fundamentals there. Shot goes up, box out, or he'll destroy you. Is it getting cold in here, Kevin? This is a tough one. Crucial that he starts to work a little harder for a higher percentage shot.
Ball with the bucket.
And how clever is this guy? I mean, just no fear going with the soft, high-arcing floater.
Young with the ball. From deep. No good on the last second attempt there. And that does it for the first half of play. The Pelicans on top, up by 12. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. Here with Alvin Gentry. Coach, you're leading at the half. What will you continue to emphasize to your team?
Well, I mean, defensively, we still have to be good. We got to rebound the basketball. And then we've got to continue to push the basketball and score offensively.
We'll see if you can keep that going in the second half, Coach. Thanks. Back to you.
Thanks so much, David. And we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after this break.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back to this preseason edition of the NBA on 2K Sport. A competitive matchup for New Orleans in the first quarter. They did jump out to a lead in the opening period, but... And now with the second half about to get underway.
And we're getting back to the action. It's the NBA preseason here on 2K Sports. We're seeing a tremendous game from Lonzo Ball.
Definitely been challenging the defense here early on, not settling for anything outside.
Now, you want these kind of nights where you can start to see those openings before they happen.
The NBA preseason action continues here on 2K Sports.
Well, some people looking at Atlanta and their situation in terms of the rebuild and wondering what direction they would go. They've made some pretty solid picks. Got John Collins at the 19th pick as a foundation piece, and then obviously drafting Trae Young and Kevin Huerter, relying on shooting on the perimeter, and things moving along swiftly in Atlanta.
Huerter the 2 with Hunter at the 3. Collins at power forward with Len at center. And it's Young in at the point. So that's the lineup for Atlanta.
Now that's two teammates who need to reintroduce themselves to one another, not on the same page.
The Hawks trail by 12. And John Collins, Brent, falling that late in the first round shows you how deep that draft was.
Now, some people thought it was going to be a slow rebuild in Atlanta. They've made some pretty good picks. Grabbing Collins, as you mentioned, and then last year picking up Trae Young and Kevin Huerter in the draft and relying on some shooting. That number 19 has been pretty lucky so far for the Atlanta Hawks.
Ingram outside. Over Collins. Offensive rebound. Favors. And the shot goes down. Favors got the lead up to 12 now for New Orleans.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, for the last 5 years, the Golden State Warriors have been the colossus that stood over the NBA. And there were thoughts that most teams were not willing to do things to be competitive, knowing that they could not beat the Splash Brothers, Draymond Green, and then Kevin Durant. But the Warriors lost to the Raptors in the finals last year, combined with the injuries to Durant and Klay Thompson, have opened things up. And for the first time in a long time, there are any number of teams in this league that believe it's their time.
Probably so. The West is strengthened. There's no doubt, DA. Interesting matchups coming up for sure. Thank you. No good on the free throw. A whole new cast of characters for the Pelicans. 3 promising first-round picks, Greg, and the young players acquired from the Lakers and veterans like Favors and Redick.
All of a sudden, a wealth of options for Alvin Gentry. Time will tell how they did in the AD trade, but seems like they're off to a nice start.
And he's good on the second. Each year, so many coaching changes. Brent, do you feel they generally get too much blame when things go wrong?
I don't know if blame is the word, Kevin. That's just the easy out for a lot of organizations that want to make some changes. The main thing that's frustrating, I think, for the coaching fraternity is patience. You have to be realistic about the potential of your team and how much time it takes to grow what it is that coach's culture is all about. That's where teams sometimes lose out and give up on somebody a little bit early.
But these guys go into it eyes wide open.
Well, there's no question about it. And really good coaches in the NBA know that it might not last all that long. So they're going to be who they are. That's who you want to hire. Hire a coach who knows exactly who he is, both coming in the door and walking away.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Bembry kicks to Turner. Now here's Reddish, guarded by Holiday. Right wing. Shoots. Bembry misses. And here's Ball. He'll bring it up for the New Orleans Pelicans. They lead by the biggest margin of the game, 15 points.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
Atlanta's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Pass to Collins. Ball against Turner. Pass to Bembry. Turner against Ball. And here's Collins from outside. Favors with the rebound. Favors has got his 6th rebound on the night. Here's Hart. Passes to Favors. Shoots over Turner. Bembry with the rebound. The Hawks trail by 17. And it's Turner off the drive, and they cash in right away with the quick shot.
How about Turner doing a good job with the feet to get himself into position to take it strong to the basket.
Now a timeout called by New Orleans.
And speeding up the offense, something the Hawks began last season.
It was interesting for the Hawks kind of zigging while everybody's zagging as they made it a priority to get to the offensive glass, along with tons more field goal attempts in their offense, and that's been giving some defenses fits.
Markers checked in for the Hawks. Crabbe comes in for DeAndre Bembry. Here's Hart. That shot off, and Atlanta will go the other way with it. Here's Turner. Pelicans with the rebound. Hayes has got 5 rebounds tonight. Here's Hart. Inside. Hayes, no good. Hawks have gone just 25% from the field here in the second half. They're 2 of 8. Crabbe, good.
When he mixes up his game, Allen Crabbe becomes very dangerous. That time, a good job of getting to the interior.
Here's Alexander Walker. Turner covering. Reddick passes to Williams. And Hart has it in the corner. And the Pelicans miss again.
And it's just one of those days, guys. He has just struggled to shoot the basketball.
Here's Reddish. And so it looks like the Hawks will retain possession here. Atlanta making some changes. Alex Len's checked in for John Collins. Hunter comes in for Reddish. And Trae Young subbed in for Evan Turner. Poked away. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Reddick.
Great energy on the deflection and a good job disrupting their offense.
Yeah, appreciate the work right now on the defensive end.
We've got 28 seconds left in the third quarter, and the shot is good. The Pelican lead has been cut down now to just 11 on the basket from Young. 26 seconds left to play in the third. Now here's Reddick. He's guarded by Crabbe. We've got 13 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. And there's the whistle. Illegal screen.
That's going to draw a whistle every time down the floor. Not even close to being a legal screen.
Yeah, everybody saw that one. That was pretty blatant there.
On its way from Young for two. No good on the shot. A bit long that time.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that.
And so it's the New Orleans Pelicans. Their lead at 11 points to end the quarter. Their defense has been active and effective. Back to the action after this word. And let's take now this moment to bring up our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, a great job with the eyes. And what separates great playmakers, as we know, Greg, is peripheral vision.
And welcome back as our coverage continues of the NBA preseason. On the court for the Pelicans, getting the fourth quarter going. Zion is the 4 with Favors at the 5. Redick and Ingram fill out the perimeter. And it's Hart in at the 1. To the inside. And it's Favors that time on the assist from Redick. And the Pelicans lead by 13.
Yeah, Redick more than happy to get off the ball that time and spot the open man.
And the pass to Len. The dish to Young. Back to Len from outside the arc. Doesn't go for him. So the Pelicans will take it the other way. 17 points was their biggest margin. They get to take on the Bulls at Chicago after this one. That will conclude their brief 2-game road trip.
This Hawks team built around youth, and probably the most attention-getting younger player is Trae Young. With an unbelievable second half to his rookie season, almost challenging Luka Doncic for the Rookie of the Year. Trae Young, an incredible shooter, but plays with a tremendous amount of confidence, and we'll see how far that confidence can take this young core as they continue to grow under their young coach, Lloyd Pierce.
And that one falls for Favors. And the question for Young now, can he reach the level Curry has?
I think that question is just completely misplaced. We're going to just try to let Trae Young be the best version of himself. He reminds you of Steph Curry, but those accomplishments are I think, a little bit out of reach, Kevin. Trae Young does have in front of him an unbelievable opportunity here in Atlanta to become and push his potential as far as he wants it to go.
It's Young on the wing. He's covered by Ball. Misses the three.
Well, he had one three-pointer in the first half, but so far in the second, he's come up with goose eggs.
Redick inside the line. They get the rebound. Favors can't get it to go. The Hawks trail by 15. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Herter passes to Young. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The Hawks again can't hit.
And not a way to get out of a funk. He needs to be looking for good, solid, more efficient shots, not the wild one he took there.
And you have to have an appreciation for Ball's passing skills. I mean, he just sees the floor beautifully, easily working the ball over to open teammates.
Now Hunter dishes it to Parker. Knocked loose, stolen by Ball. Down low, here's Favors, and Derek Favors with the slam.
You see the playmaking ability of Williamson there. Great pass to set up his teammate.
And Young kicks to Len. Herter passes to Young. They need this, but they recover it. Len shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. It goes on Brandon Ingram.
You got to be more cautious when you're guarding Alex Len. Obviously, his size puts you at an immediate disadvantage.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First free throw is good.
Well, injury is such a reoccurring theme for the Pelicans. in the past couple seasons. Funny to hear Alvin Gentry even joke about consulting a witch doctor down there in the Bayou. But new athletic trainer coming in, hired away from the Phoenix Suns. They have a tremendous and have had a tremendous reputation, hoping to improve their health of all these young players.
He hits one and misses one, each at the line. And the training staff from the Suns had an outstanding track record over the years.
The envy of a lot of teams in the NBA as they were able to extend the careers of players like Steve Nash and Grant Hill, two all-time greats. And they set a trend in some of the biometric tracking that they do and looking for early signs of impending problems. All about preventative medicine, Kevin, to have players be at their best.
And a hard finish there, guys.
Yeah, and only one hand needed for that one. Time called here. The Hawks decide to talk it over. You know, Brent, how candid can players be in their answers in the post-game interviews about what has happened or what they're feeling at that time? In other words, is there a danger to being too honest as a player?
There could be, Kevin. I mean, anytime you express some of your vulnerabilities, and if it's done at the right time, somebody's going to take advantage of it. What we've seen over the past couple years is, forget about when it is that the media is asking you questions. Most players are taking it to their social media accounts where they're able to get the message out without being baited by somebody with regards to a question. They can expound on whatever it is that they're feeling at that time, and that helps them to control the messaging a little bit more. And I think that trend is going to continue to grow.
To the middle, here's Williamson, and the dunk by Williamson.
And the defense learned a valuable lesson there. Don't let Williamson get to that launching pad around the rim.
Parker outside, inside. Young's shot is off. Pelicans leading by 22. Ball, the pass to Holiday. And the bucket is good. Three-point play chance here for him.
Yeah, Holiday focused there and a good job of scoring despite getting whacked. Well, Drew Holiday and his brother Justin had some hard-fought games in the driveway. I know a little bit about that. We never ever finished those games, Kevin. Too much fighting going on. And by the end of it, both Drew and Justin Holiday find themselves in the NBA.
That free throw good from Drew Holiday. And Brent, that fierce competitive nature for Drew Holiday still there to this day.
There's so much talk from his coach Alvin Gentry about Drew working himself constantly to exhaustion, just continuing to push the limits. And he'll sit at his locker, he'll take a long shower. He doesn't want to move till his body recovers. He knows how important this game is to him and how important now he is to the Pelican franchise moving forward.
Young against Ball. Outside Holiday. Rebound by the Hawks. Land's got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for New Orleans.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly the better team in just about every single category.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Derek Favors.
Just an outpouring of points from him. Nobody could do much to keep him from dropping it in.
Herter passes to Collins. And here's Young from the arc. It's rebounded by New Orleans.
It's been a struggle all night long from deep, but doesn't seem like he's lost his confidence. He's still letting them rip.
New Orleans moving it around. Here's Favors. The feed to Williamson. Back to Favors. Kicks it to Williamson. Land with the block, but he gets it back. And Ball gets it to go on the assist by Williamson.
And they came in determined to take this one. It's going to be a happy flight home.
Yeah, when you step into an opposing team's arena and you can play with this type of composure, boy, that food tastes good on the way out of town.
So we see New Orleans taking the W here. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to come in and just cruise to the kind of win they did tonight.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks very much, Derek. Congrats on the win. I know the season can be a grind, but it looked like you guys were having fun out there.
Oh, it's fun, man. It's always fun to win. I'm just coming out here playing my game. Rebounding, defense, that's my game. And coach trusts me, so I couldn't let him down.
Yes, this is an up-and-coming team, and you guys really showed well tonight. Congrats, Derek. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that concludes this inaugural